Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Onward VR Master League. My name is Nightfire with two E's. I am here with my co-host, Xandria. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How about yourself? Happy to get back in it.
Yeah, happy to have you back. Coming off of some healing.
Yeah, that's right.
Happy to have you. And having you for a bit of a rookie matchup. We got the rookie caster in a rookie matchup. I swear I didn't plan that at all. And today it is going to be Cats and Hats versus Cold Steel. Two bronze teams, two new teams to this season, to the league this season, rather. And Zan, what are you... You've watched Cats a few times this season. They've been featured each week. They've been very lucky and fortunate. And we haven't had any view of Cold Steel, but they are definitely a team that, I don't know, they have some solid players on their squad. What are your thoughts?
I unfortunately didn't get a chance to look over Cold Steel, but I mean, Cats and Hats, they're coming in strong. They're really giving it 110%. They've been using really good plays. You know, it's anybody's guess.
Yeah, I totally agree. Cats and Hats have been looking very good. Performing as a squad quite well. A lot of good teamwork. And now they've had 2 weeks to sort of analyze tape, and I'm curious to see if we'll see any, advanced strategies or anything new come out of this team. Cold Steel, on the other hand, they've been flying under the radar of the Master League. We've been trying to highlight the new teams, but these guys have not been getting on the board like they should be because they're on a 2-game win streak right now. They've taken one map against, or won 12-3 against Space's Aces, and then 9-6 against Stone Cold Killers. The second team being a team that's been around for a few seasons. So they're definitely worthy of some attention here, and I mean their roster has some really strong players. I mean, you'll recognize some names there: North London Killa, Grim Reaper, Asviarch, Wicked Hex, Shrieking Greek, Silva Sniper, Nynx Dragon, and JD Flyboy. So some new members as well, but yeah, they're looking like a I'm surprised to see to be honest, I'm surprised to see North London Killer on a team, and I'd love to cast him again because it's been so long, I feel like, since I've gotten a chance to really cast some London, and he's a good player, man. You have to be careful for him. I know he has a rowdy reputation amongst the Onward Master League, and he's quite a nice guy, but he's also a really good player, and he played in the in that first ESL tournament. He played for Stack Up, and he did pretty good. I do think I cast him there, and I honestly think that's the last time I've casted a game with North London. And just looking at the roster now, it does look like he is going to be in this matchup, so this will be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Why don't you talk about pick bans? What we're going to be seeing here coming up.
All right, so bans. So Cats and Hats banned Downfall 1, and Cold Steel banned Cargo. And then first up we have Suburbia 1.
Interesting. We've got the close quarter ban, a long range ban, and we're starting off on a close quarters map. I wonder who was that Downfall ban? That was from Cats and Hats.
Correct.
Yeah, I understand that. North's a player that's been playing for a really long time, and he's definitely a guy that has a good shot. I don't recognize Silver Sniper or Nynx, and I'm terrible with names, so that could just be on me. But I definitely am seeing some newer ones in here. This Cats and Hats roster is looking the same so far, but it should be an interesting matchup. I think this is a pretty fair matchup. I think that Cats and Hats do have a challenge ahead of them, but that, I don't know, they're both new, so I'm not 100% what to expect. That's why we got to tune in and watch today.
Right. For me, North London I know is a big flanker. So they're gonna have to definitely watch for that.
Yeah, he will completely rotate around and cause some serious chaos if they're not ready to watch that. You're right, dude. He will. he won't be afraid to charge around a long angle, and if Cats and Hats don't have somebody set up, you know, waiting, it could spell some serious trouble for him. Yeah, that's a good point, man. We'll see. We're still waiting on 2 remaining members of both teams, but they are getting ready, and we are going to be hopping into Suburbia for our first map. And I think that's kind of an interesting one to kick off. Usually we've seen, I think, Bazaar. I've seen the first map the last 5 matches I've cast. It's been this weird trend. Now we're on Suburbia. It's not the same. You know, it's just, it's close quarters, but I feel like Bazaar is a different beast. You can kind of test and poke and prod at your enemies, but with Suburbia, its strategy can shine on this map real hard. So Cats and Hats could have the advantage. This is Cat's pick or Cold Steel? This is Cat's map pick? No, it's Cold Steel's map pick.
Cold Steel's pick.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, man. These kind of maps do favor the fast chaos, and you can definitely, I don't know what Cold Steel have planned here, but it is their map pick, and it is a close quarters one, so I definitely could see them trying to throw off Cats and Hats, playing really aggressive. Looking at the Cats and Hats full roster, now we have Trip, Oz, Danny, You're Too Easy, Sir Lucian, Tyler. Still waiting for Cold Steel. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, that's all right. A lot of times on these small maps too, you can get into a lot of slow play.
Yeah, that is true, and you know, we saw, I think Cats played this map, I can't remember who against, but it was fast, and then it was tied at the final round, and everything slowed up. And it was definitely a pace changer. And yeah, you're absolutely right. You can decide to wait 3 minutes at your spawn before charging into the objective, or you can play aggressive on defense. You know, you have the options for both ways on this map, which is something I think the league has highlighted, because, you know, nobody would ever play this map slow in a normal in a pub lobby.
Right. Right. And a lot of times that plays right into the mind game of keeping your enemy guessing. Are you going to play it slow? Are you going to play it fast?
Yeah, absolutely. I do hope that Cold Steel can get a 5th. I wonder if they, I'm curious if they have having roster issues. That wouldn't shock me terribly. Org.
Actually,
I don't see anybody calling for Bob, who's not in the lobby, asking Cats if they're ready to go. So, wonder if they're maybe having some tech difficulties to try and figure out, reach out to some.
yeah.
Well, we should be diving in shortly, but we're just patiently awaiting this Cold Steel 5th member. It is likely probably just, hopefully it's just a simple tech restart. Again, yeah. It may be a lobby issue, in which case there's all sorts of possibilities. We'll dive into it.
Do you have their team captain?
Tried talking to Mystery Bob, considering he's talking. I'm sure Trip has him.
Okay.
Also, while we're at it, I might as well mention the Discord. If you're not a member already, you should definitely head on over and join the Onward Master League Discord. It is links located at vrmasterleague.com/onward. That link at the bottom of this sweet war room graphic we got here for you. A little reminder: the bands today are Downfall, Argo. Are going to be picking things. About the tech difference. Would definitely be unfortunate if we went into a 4v5. But I don't see any call for reserve it. They need somebody early. A reservist is playing right now, so they could definitely fill their 5th man by just asking. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm assuming it's a tech difficulty thing on Cold Steel side. My expert
We're still
opinion.
waiting. We're still waiting on their fit.
Okay. So it is a tech thing for them? Or are they coming? Like, what's the...
They didn't specify.
Oh, that's the question. Those are the questions we don't have answers to. Wait, I guess we could, oh no, I don't think I have the intermission scene quite prepped yet. Patiently await here as we try and wait for this final member of Cold Steel to join. Thank you so much for tuning in. Cats and Hats vs. Cold Steel is coming up in a second. Hang in there. Hot with the news alert. We have confirmation that the fifth member is restarting with DC. We should be joining shortly, so just hang in there. And we'll be diving into the rounds any minute. New information coming in hot off the presses. We are waiting for Cold Steel now to bring in a sub. Seems like their fifth man was having some tech issues. So hopefully they're going to start soon. I imagine this is going to count as Cold Steel using up at least one timeout, possibly two, in which case you're kind of hosed if you have tech difficulties going into your future round. So we'll see what happens, but hang in there and we'll be back in the action shortly. Well, I guess you're never in the action. We'll be in the action shortly. We are nearly ready. Suburbia is the first map we're about to kick things off on. Cold Steel versus Cats and Hats. What do you like most about this map, Zane?
Ooh, I don't like much about this map. I guess the fact that the rounds go quickly.
Okay.
That's about it.
Suppose it takes an experienced... Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of punishment on this map to be finally really skilled at it. We'll see how Cold Steel and Cats and Hats fare today.
Oh, whatever. Meow on 3. 1, 2.
Got a nice
three.
Yeah, very good team huddle there. Cats and Hats in good spirits today.
looks like Tripp's using the flower box.
Yeah, he was standing up on there, and I was using that alternate one, really tuck into the bush, try and stay as camouflaged as possible. Pretty standard positions taken up. No one getting too over aggressive on the side of Volk. Everybody's pretty much tucked in. I think that spot that you're too easy is but I don't know. We'll see if that how that goes.
We have a drone out on Marsok's side.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Try and get information on where they are on the other side of the street. If you do get the right information, you can toss nades up and over that rooftop. Right onto those members that are on the other side of the enemies on the other side of the houses. We'll see if that'd be really impressive coming out of Cold Steel if they break out something like that. Lucian with a long distant nade. You're too easy, picking some shots up through the shrubs, and 2 go down for Cold Steel. North London able to get that res over there on Nynx. I'm sure he'll rotate over there and grab that shortly. You found out where that drone is yet?
Those were around lane 1.
For what they're doing with it. Maybe the user died. I'm unsure. They don't seem to be moving too far with it. Green Reaper trying to smoke out Tyler. Tyler tossing a frag and botching it, has to run away from it, almost kills himself there. Rotates around the corner, gets loud. Grim Reaper peeks. We have a little trade here on the side. Reaper misses his shots. Lucian with a team kill on the Trip, and it's chaos on Cat's side. We're into a 4v4. Grim Reaper catches Tyler, is caught out by You're Too Easy, tucked in on this far back side. I'm not sure if that, I don't know. I'm unsure about that spot. We'll see what I'd like you to reach out to Sleepy or somebody and see if they can verify that, Zan. We'll keep the eyes on the rest of the action, though, as Danny gets completely suppressed. We're into a 3v2. It's Danny and that one guy way back, tucked in behind the cement. You're Too Easy for BZ. He's going to be in trouble if he doesn't rotate around and help out Danny. Danny's literally in a 1v3, essentially. Finally, untucks himself. I could be wrong. It could have been fixed. I could be wrong on that being banned, but I'm unsure. I mean, it might not even matter regardless. Is Danny's last one here?
That's lane 1, persistent.
Shrieking. No, that was Landon catching out. Maybe a rotation. Puts Danny as the last surviving member. A lot of suppressive fire from Nix coming in. They're into a 3v1. I wonder if Cold Steel are going to be looking for a cap here. They're not, as London picks off the final enemy, final Volk defender in Cats and Hats. Lose. Cold Steel. Cold Steel taking an early lead, 1-0, with a solid attack. But some trades back and forth. I think that spot that Too Easy was in is fine. I don't think it really ultimately matters since Cold Steel picked up the round, but in the future, I'm unsure if it'll be great. I'd like to know, Chad, if that spot's viable or not. A quick round though. What was that? 2:12 left on the clock. Pretty early attack coming out of Cold Steel.
Yeah, it was starting to shape up to look like a bit of a slow play, and then everything just sort of broke loose there halfway through.
Oh, you're right. I think once they had a pick or two confirmed, that's when they started to move in. The smokes came out, suppressive fire started to break out, and that team kill definitely hurt Cats and Hats there to have that happen in the smoke. That's exactly what you want. That's why oftentimes you toss that smoke to try and cause a distraction like that. I don't know. I think if Cats can answer back here, then we're going to be into a real good series. If they can't here, then they're definitely going to need to grab their next round on Volk. Or I can see Cold Steel running away with this map, and I don't know. We'll see, because I think the last time Cats and Hats had some adversity up against them too, they did, in my eyes, struggle a little bit. They couldn't come back. But I think I'm remembering just one game. I don't know, man. All the games blur together at some point. Oh.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot.
I like it. I like doing it a lot. I love the fans too. Much shout out to the people watching on Twitch. I love you. Really do. Do it because you guys like watching it. So appreciate you. Round 2 of the first map on Suburbia. Cold Steel versus Cats and Hats. And there's that aggression we were talking about, Zan. North London pushing up.
And as usual, he went left.
Taking that outside lane. He really likes those sandbags and bush combo. Uh-oh, I think we had a disconnect coming from Cats and Hats here. I just saw someone blip out of my existence. That's a bad start on Marsoc for Cats.
And everybody seems to be really taking their time.
North London, right as he takes his eyes off of that corner, Trip peeks it and catches London trying to push forward. Good timing on Trip's part. Really unfortunate for London. And it does help even out the 4v4 that they're now into, because Cats did have a drop earlier. It's not reflected on our current UI, but here on the map there's only 4 Cats. They lost one of their lives. Know what Danny's plan is here. I always feel like lane 2 is a hard one to push out of. Just because
I agree.
I mean, look at it. All the angles, right?
Yeah, all that area over there by Humvee, there's so much to clear to move out of there safely.
Challenge it. Yeah, and I mean, you're also risking pushing up past that burning 18-wheeler, and there's always guys tucked in over there. Danny's kind of snuggled himself in up here into this lane too, and he's just kind of waiting. Too Easy and Tyler coming up. Hopefully no team kills coming out here. That being a bit of a cross-up, but they should know he's up there.
You know, a lot of times just moving slow and just sitting and waiting for any sort of audio cues that you could get to where your enemy is very valuable.
Yeah, you'll hear a lot of people complain about audio mic popping too, and if you're breathing heavily or have any sort of cough or anything like that, that can give your location away. Smoke's coming out here, heavy and thick from Cats. They have really smoked out objective. Now suppressive fire comes in. 2 LMGs breaking out. You're Too Easy and Trip. Actually, You're Too Easy doesn't have an LMG. Yeah, he does. 2 LMGs.
You guys down to lane 1.
Yeah, they're down for a 2v2 split. Trip catches one on objective. A close one on objective turns it into a 3v4. Looks like Nynx is rotating around to try and deal with that far east side, and he does catch one out.
One dead. Yo, we lost lane 4. West lane 4. Watch the objective.
Objective's down, though. They're on objective. They're pushing up. Trip's here on the car. He's crouched in. He's punching in the code. Grim has to turn around, and he doesn't. Trip catches 2. Okay. Damn, we got ourselves a matchup here.
We do. Cats is back in it. And ahead even.
Wow. Wow. Nice moves from Cats. Really good answer back. And I mean, that's the teamwork that I was sort of anticipating to see out of them. You saw the 5 smokes coming in. I mean, that was at least, I think that was 6 smokes. And I love the split. It pulled Nynx away from objective. And honestly, it's exactly what those 2 wanted to do. Even if they died up there, they're just trying to distract, and they distracted. They pulled 2 out of 3 defenders away, and Trip managed to sneak up there, right, literally behind the backs of Cold Steel.
I really liked the way that they were all moving up as like one unit firing line up through the backyards of all the houses.
Yeah, they were nice and synchronized on that front. You're absolutely right. And the suppressive fire is key there. Pushes that enemy defender down into the ground, forces them to tuck in behind cover. They can't see your movements. Can't see that little peak of flesh moving in through the smoke. And we talk about this a lot, the ability to move on your smokes. And that was really nicely done there. Good movement. Pushed in on their smokes, and as soon as they were dead, they already had pushed up to where they needed to be behind the red truck.
Seems we're still waiting on our player with Cold Steel return.
Well, he was back for a second there, and then no longer. Oh, I gotta add your audio into this. Oh, no, I didn't. Have a upgraded PC, courtesy of all the support coming in from chat. A little help. You guys helped out a little bit on some of the parts, and hopefully quality is a scotch better on your guys' end if you have the option to crank it to maximum settings on your system and put it up on your good monitor. But might be getting a lobby remake here. That's what I think's going on.
Okay. Yeah, Trip just sent me a message.
Lente. Well, it's alright. It seems like that lobby was a little bit janky anyway. We can reset the scores. Problem. The wonderful devs over at Downpour active. Looking forward to the new stuff coming in that patch in 2 days. Excited about that, Zan?
I'm very excited. I can't wait to set off an RPG in-game.
Yeah, it will be glorious. I think the only thing better than one RPG will be two, though, am I right? One on each shoulder.
Always. Do you know how that's going to work? But the word I heard was that it's going to be a primary weapon.
I'm unsure. I haven't been involved in any of the testing, and I haven't been privy to any of that sort of information. We'll find out in 2 days' time, I guess. I'll be playing the heck out of that update for sure. I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be exciting stuff. Can't wait till that starts to leak into the league too. Everybody popping back into the lobby as we are resetting it.
Another rehost?
Yeah, someone's having connection issues with the lobbies, really. Thank you for bearing with us as we deal with the technical difficulties, but hopefully we get back into the suburbia around shortly. Been a bit of a delay here on this map, to say the least, huh? But I want to see it, man. We're into a good series already. I don't even have the score right because Cats actually took a cap on their first answer background on Marsoc and they 1v2 or 2-1 score. I just realized I was in the open lobby there. Tom's maybe coming in. Need to get into the action. Their fifth guy needs to figure it out, man. Yikes. We're still having problems with Cold Steel's fifth. Obviously, it's not the lobby, right? I think at this point that can be verified. The lobby is not the problem. Remade 4 or 5 times. Finally, their fifth is in. Oh my goodness.
There he is.
Cold Steel, man, they're putting their name to good use right there, because I feel cold right now. Cold as steel. Sleepy. That was good, though.
Yeah, it was a little dull.
Can't all be winners, you know? I think with all the map remakes, our next objective is going to be Garage, and we are going to finally hop in round number 3 of this first map. If you are just tuning in, I think you've popped into a good one. Cold Steel kicking it off on Marsoc with a nice victory. They had 3 left alive, then Cats answering back with a cap. We'll see what Cold Steel can do here with the Garage objective. This Cold Steel team. Still hashing things out. I'm unsure what Shrieking is doing. Oh, he's got the drone out. Shrieking is going to be the drone guy, so he's sitting at spawn waiting to deploy that.
And as usual, North London is pushing up left to the bushes.
Nink's dumping some suppressive fire into that lane 2. Yeah, London is just crashing up super aggressive. He's hopefully going to try and use that. This is great. He's getting all sorts of information from that that drone. He spotted Trip Nip in that 2-story. Took some shots out, couldn't land him. Trip almost finding North London, and Sir Lucian's looking through the shrubs at him. Can't quite see him, and there's all sorts of fire. This is good coordination coming out of Cold Steel, converging on both sides. Too Easy has been on some interesting spots. Look at this one now. Tucked himself into this corner spot here, covering this whole lane 1. I've never seen this spot here. He's been hit once already, and Az is just suppressing him.
I have seen this spot before, and you cannot see them there until you're right up on the corner of that blue house.
He's trying to hit him with a blind fire. Az tries to toss a nade out there, and can't quite get it far enough. The peeking from here Too Easy could cost him his life, but it's not quite. Man, this spot is really holding down Cold Steel. There's 3 left alive on Cats as the drone finally dies.
I think You're Too Easy would have been a little better off there being patient and just waiting for them to come up on him.
I don't know why he peeked at the end there. You're absolutely right. If he just had sat there, he could have completely denied this APC approach. Which is really good for this objective, because now it's all up to Danny and Tyler, and Danny's pretty far back. Some well-placed smokes could really deny him vision. Tyler goes down. North London finding himself a pick, and now Danny is the last alive in a 5v1 Cold Steel. Man, we're just in a trade-for-trade situation here, and neither one of these guys can hold the line on their Volk defense. London's coming in for the flank. He's right behind Danny, takes that easy kill and ties it up 2-2. I feel like we're seeing weak defense here over I don't know. I don't know, because I think Cats had some good spots. Really fast Marsoc rounds is what I'm saying.
Right. Well, like I mentioned with You're Too Easy, I mean, he was in a really strong spot, and then he peaked and gave his position away.
Yeah, trying to find that little extra bit. Get yourself on the board maybe a little bit more. Not necessary. North London, though, comes up with 2 kills. Pretty hard flanking guy there. I mean, that was a spot-on call, Zan. He's been flanking nearly every round, whether he's on Volk or Marsoc.
Yeah, that seems to just be his play style.
I think kind of my vibe from Too Easy is he's got these interesting spots he's been taking up on this map. Cat's definitely been practicing, doing their due diligence, which I love to see. Both these squads have definitely been practicing. They all have. Yeah, it's just got to be good Marsoc play then, because I do think they have had good defense setups. Like Cats and Hats had a solid defensive line last objective, but couldn't hold it together. And it's just maybe it's just strong offensive plays.
Patience, guys, patience.
See if Cold Steel have any of it, as they're the ones defending Cats and Hats.
How do we have 3 LMGs?
Trying to grab another Marsoc.
Because I gave him a drum.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I guess we clicked it at the same time. We clicked it at the exact same time.
Fuck it, we're going. Nope, not that way. That's easy. It did right away.
They have 4 guys with LMG clips. Sir Lucian finds North London. That's a nice early pick for them. strong kill leader for Cold Steel going down early. How did Nix, where did those shots even land? He shot him through the shrubs, I think. Just blind fire too. I don't even think he was really trying to hit him. I'm looking at him now, he's just dumping rounds everywhere.
He might be pushing it. I don't know if he's laying the one or if you can see. Copy, copy.
That's another confirmed on the lane 4 corner house.
Bust rotation out of year 2 easy. Catches that burning house. Defender opens up the push into that playground pretty freely.
Guys, I'm gonna move up to the burning corner, get some distractions going. You guys ready to move up? How many we have confirmed that are down? Mine and Lucian's?
Really good coordination coming out of year 2 easy for the entire team.
Yeah, I've been trained in on him, and he's definitely keeping his 4 teammates focused, and they have the right kill count. They know they have 2 confirmed. Tyler's taking some shots. Shrieking, taking some shots through the wood. Cold Steel similarly has some pretty strong communication. These guys in the middle here, Ninx and Shrieking, have been doing really good to communicate where the defenders have been.
Corner house, one down.
Wow, Tyler clearing out middle house. This is a great answer back round from Cold Steel. They're now into a, or sorry, for Cats and Hats rather. They're now into a 4v2. Almost doing exactly what Cold Steel did to them, and we'll see if they can find any fortunate picks and hang into this round.
Move up, move up, move up. Corner 4, move up.
Wow, yeah, really good coordination from the whole squad. Tyler's suppressing. You're Too Easy pushing up. Ninx catches Sir Lucian out. You're Too Easy's gotten up here and real forward. The trade comes in and Ninx with a really great double for his squad here. He evens it into a 2v2. He's looking for a 3rd pick onto Tyler. He can't quite find it. We have 2:50 left on the clock. You're just in an LMG firing range right here. Far on that nade out of Danny. Tyler just needs some help, man. They know where he is. They know he's behind this little brick barrier. He's made plenty of noise to identify himself.
I feel like he really needs to back out of there and rotate around to a different spot.
I think that is exactly what he is trying to do now. To go join up with his remaining teammate and try and do a duo push along that east side of the street.
Okay, alright, you see anybody? I got one guy top.
He suppresses
right
Ninx,
window
they have a
area of the
chance.
spawn house. I've got another guy, I think, downstairs at the spawn house.
Ooh! Shrieking getting a little antsy on objective, does get caught out. Now it is all up to Ninx. Danny's trained in on him. I wonder if Cats are thinking cap here or just looking for that kill.
The way they have it covered, I think they're just going for the kill.
30 seconds left. They have to move. If Nynx just stays down, holds objective, he has a chance of taking this round. He finds one. Danny goes down. Now Tyler, 20 seconds left on the clock. He has to start pushing, and Nynx just has to tuck in.
I don't think Nynx is quite aware of that right now.
And I don't think Tyler knows he has 10 seconds left on the clock. He starts to crash in towards Tank. He takes any time here. Nynx exposes himself a bit, but wins the trade with 3 seconds. Oh my gosh, so risky.
Very risky.
No need to get the heart going like that, Nynx. You could have easily had that by just staying tucked in. But he wants to pad those stats. I think he picked up a... Did he pick up a squad wipe there? Or did he have a few kills before him? I can't... I'm unsure.
In all fairness, though, in the heat of the moment, it's very hard to keep track of exactly how much time is left.
Yeah, I do agree, but it's just, you know, it's just kind of like your map awareness. You know, you have to be always checking your clock, seeing what time you're at. You should know if you have a minute left that you have to kind of move. And I think that they just kind of lost track of time on both sides there. Neither one of them really, I don't think I saw either one of them check their pads for a while during those trades. They're very locked in. And that does happen. You get super locked in and focused. That's why team kills can break out sometimes when you're in the chaos. Diving into round number 4. I think. Maybe it's round number 5. Can't do math well.
Round 5.
Okay, thank you, Zan. Look at this. North London pushing up as usual. Is already past 2 defending members of Cats and Hats. Danny, though, waiting for him patiently at Tank, takes him out, and that's an early drop down for Cold Steel. It has its trade-offs to be that aggressive, you know. You can possibly find early picks for your team at the same time. Now you just put your team into a 4v5.
On the flip side of that, though, is you expose the enemy early.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody was paying attention to where Danny had those shots go out from. You're too easy. He's also kind of pushed up into a bit of a forward position. He knows Wicked's right here. He hears those comms.
And Wicked and your team is great on top of each other.
Man, you're too easy. He just cost one of his teammates their life. He could have peeked and had this guy, but he's waiting patiently, trying to pick him off.
Two down on the tank.
Wow.
Got one down on the tank. Let's try to catch
There goes 2 down for Cats. You're too easy. Could have denied them. Now, X should have heard those shots. I don't think he was even distracted by those. No, he didn't. You're too easy. Gets a kill, and X just keeps moving on by.
Pin me down.
Is he waiting for an invitation?
Yeah, just pin down. Just pin down.
You're too easy's now moving. The smoke almost does help him, but You're too easy finally rotating around and picking him off. Puts Cats into a 3v2 as he's now pushing around for the hard flank. He might find a couple more here. Oh, he's gonna get at least one. He's got the back of Shrieking. Catches him out as now getting suppressed on both fronts. Tries to turn around and he gets picked up. Cats answer back nicely on defense. Take the first bulk round of the series and are now tied up 3-3.
What do you think about Too Easy's play there? I mean, he cost two of his teammates their lives, but then got the round.
Yeah, I know. I think that's what his plan was. He just was trying to really be patient. You know, and that was something you brought up earlier. Was just patience, and he definitely showed it there. It has, you know, he could have been a lot safer around. He had peeked that a little bit earlier when you heard those comms. But you're right. They would have known about him. He took shot, but I don't know. They might not have known about him. They were causing a lot of noise, and he took shots right next to Hex and caught a kill, and nobody reacted off of that. So I'm unsure. I think you're right, though. He was just kind of waiting to be in the back line like that, but he could have probably peeked and caught Hex out and still done the same amount of damage. But you're right. A good patient move does pay off. And I'm not down there in the action, but it definitely works out. It's KD's looking good, 5-2. We're tied up 3-3. This is a great first map here. I want to see what happens when we extend it onto like a quarantine or something.
Yeah, that'll be exciting to see. So far, go ahead. All right, Cats has been really, doing really well on offense. I think this could be Cats' map.
Yeah, that is true. I think, gosh, they got that cap first. Have we even seen a solid cold steel Volk round? I'm not sure. But yeah, it's been really a heavily Marsoc favored series so far. Both teams trading Marsoc rounds quite efficiently. Cats can do the same. What's interesting here is that Cats are changing up their playstyle. I mean, they've had that effective kind of fast push up here to this middle lane working well for them. They opt to hold back and wait a little bit. Look at this. The action over here as the flank. And the refrag from Sir Lucian.
That was really risky play and didn't quite pay off.
Could have been a easy situation there, though. If you had got that first kill, could have been behind Trip. Been bad news for Cats and Hats, but yeah, good. That's what we were talking about earlier. Sir Lucian is definitely watching that flank. The Cats do have at least one guy waiting and defending their flank, which is really nice.
Yeah, you don't often see that. Usually everybody moves up past there.
I mean, on the right side playground, there's one there. I think somewhere around there, in that area.
Good communication coming in from Cold Steel, London radioing in pretty much the exact location of Trip. Standoff here. Wicked Hex should be running into Danny and Tyler soon. Oftentimes you'll see a frag get tossed here if that's opt for anything like that when they start to make. Ooh, Wicked finds Danny into a 4v3. Tyler may look to react off that, but Wicked's rotated around and now London's getting aggressive. Does get past Tyler's initial sight line and on the hunt. He hears footsteps from Lucian. Tyler finds Hex. London comes around the corner and can't land that trade as Lucian picks that up, and Cats and Hats turn the tides pretty quick into a 3v2. Wow, Trip finds another, and you're right, this is looking like it is going to be Cat's round. Unless Nynx, the kill leader for Cold Steel, can salvage this. He's pushed up onto objective, he's checking hard. Wow, what a great move to flank Trip. So far he is saving it, but he has 2 more left. 2 more Cats to deal with.
I think it'd be well advised to go back and get up Shrieking.
This spot ain't bad where he's at. I think that chair is still impenetrable. I'm not sure if that's been fixed. So he can actually kind of stay tucked there, be able to peek around it, deal with anybody through the bushes. And he has a decent sight line onto the objective, so nobody, and no, unless they smoke it out again, no one's going to get past this line of sight onto OBJ here. Minute 30 on the clock.
Looks like Shrieking could spot this lane 1 push and call it in.
Oh wow, I didn't even know Shrieking was still resible here. Yeah, but Nynx can't get that. I see why you'd say you should rotate back towards tank. I didn't even know Shrieking was resible there, but yeah, he can't do that now. Tyler would easily pick him off, and he has to now hold his position. Shrieking definitely can't see Tyler. Nynx is gonna have to spot him out. I don't think Tyler can see Nynx. Nope, that little bit of cement's blocking his view. Nynx now does hear Sir Lucent, though, at the carport. Flash startled me. Tyler doesn't have a line of sight on Nynx. Tyler's pushing up. Nynx is completely distracted right in front of him. He doesn't see Tyler here, right to his right. He's not looking at objective. He's looking straight ahead. Tyler's managed to sneak behind the tank. Nynx finds one. Tyler's there behind tank. He's not capping, though. He's rotating around looking for a kill. 20 seconds left. Oh my gosh, he finds Nynx with 18 seconds on the clock.
Great call out, Danny, man. Great.
Call out from Danny. Oh, he was resible. And he called out Nynx location. Wow. That's that teamwork you were talking about. I mean, Cat's showing it off right there. A lot of coordination, a lot of communication paying off for him as they take that first map 4-3. But man, what a battle. Cold Steel coming in hot. Blow for blow on those offensive rounds, and I want to see what our next map is.
Yeah, this was quite the first map for the series for sure.
Man.
With cargo being banned, I mean, aside from tanker, we don't really have any small maps.
Have Subway. I can definitely see him be a map that we go into. But yeah, Bazaar, Quarantine, Anchor, Subway. It is half the map pool available are those dark and dank maps, so we'll see what they opt into. It is looking like it's going to be Quarantine for our second.
Here, Volk, we're...
This is what I wanted to see next, honestly. Right after that close back and forth 4-3 map brawl, really, is what it was. Should now get into a bit more of the tactical side of things, because Quarantine definitely requires a little bit more patience, unless you get fast spawns. Have to be coordinated, and your moves have to be calculated. It takes some time to get to objectives. I don't know. This map, I really don't know how it's going to go based on how the series has been so far.
Yeah, I almost feel like this is almost the polar opposite kind of map from Suburbia.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Suburbia is kind of just in-your-face action. Quarantine's a bit more on the tactical side of things. I was concerned we were going to be waiting on a 5th member of Cold Steel there again, but it looks like he's in, and we should be onto this quarantine map pretty shortly. What are your feelings on quarantine?
You know, out of all of the maps, this is the one that I struggle with the most.
So why is that?
I don't know. It's hard to.
The crossing angles, you get picked early.
It's mostly just the crossing, yeah.
I do agree. I think that's one of the more finer points of understanding this map too. You'll see some guys, some teams smoke really early on quarantine out of spawn on Volk because they know that if they cross a certain street, they can be shot right away from a certain spawn point. And they know not to smoke certain streets when they spawn because they don't have to. It's definitely interesting to watch. I think my greatest example of how to perfectly cross that street is by watching beginners. I can't remember what game it was, so you have to forgive me. It's been so many, but I just remember a perfect smoke, and it was 2 smokes. That's all it took from them, but they were perfectly placed. There was one on one side of the Humvee and another one a bit further up on the other side of the Humvee, completely blocking vision of the street. And so, like, you can definitely, with expert practice, you know, hone in the craft to be able to cross those streets efficiently. But yeah, I think that's definitely one of these tactical points I'm talking about, where it takes at least usually at 3 to 4 smokes to cross, to fully block out the street that you want to cross. So see what happens. We are gonna hop into our second map of the day, Cats and Hats versus Cold Steel, round number 1 of map 2. Diving on into it. And this is exactly what we're talking about. Ninx there throwing out an early smoke to allow himself to cross. That's a pretty good smoke on the corner right there. Not quite as far as you'd want it. And North London there knows he can cross that street without any more smoke. So I'm not sure why Ninx invested that. Lucian, though. Wow, how did he land those shots through the smoke? Where did he even shoot him from?
I missed it. I didn't even see.
Did he throw a grenade? I don't know what happened. I don't know how he killed him. Good news for Cats and Hats, though. They're up early on offense, 5-4. Scratch that, make that 5-3. Danny's picking one up with the Scar. Wicked Hex getting really aggressive on a rotation.
We have North London pushing all the way up to gas station.
I know, I was just taking a look at that. It's an incredibly risky play, especially since his team is dropping like flies, Shrieking going down now off the rotation. And I think London's looking for it too easy here. He's now realized that he only has one guy over on objective. He has to either grab Tyler and go, or I'm unsure what his plan is. He's missed Tyler's stand up and move. The Pressifier comes in on Ninx, a little trade onto objective. And now objective's completely exposed. London's on the rotation on the backside, and he gets picked off, and Cats with the fully exposed objective take the kill route instead because Tyler was a bit separated from his squad, but is the Marsoc win and a nice start for them. Yeah, London getting a bit overzealous on his flank there. If he had managed to actually see Tyler and kill him, he had a chance. He had a silencer on, and he would have been pretty much behind the whole line of Cats and Hats. So some damage definitely could have been done, but he just couldn't grab Tyler there. And I wonder if Cold Steel are just suffering from tech issues here as we have, their 5th member. I don't know. Unsure what the real deal is, but Cats and Hats are doing well so far. They grabbed that Suburbia around, and now they're riding the momentum. That was a sub, right? Just brought someone new in?
Yeah, that's somebody different.
Silver Sniper 27. At least it was quick.
Something else I've noticed that I like to see is a nice even spread of kills across the team.
Yeah, no one real kill monster. Although You're Too Easy last map had definitely a nice KD going partway through that series, but yeah, everyone's pretty spread out for Cats on the Marsoc round. Everyone's doing their part to push up onto the objective nicely. What we're waiting on.
As the round starts.
You just have to grumble and complain a little bit, and then the teams telepathically feel your emotions. Yeah, Lucent there, talking about that early kill through the smoke. He must have taken that and then instantly rotated around. You can see Cat's trying to mimic the same sort of thing here. Trying to get 2 smokes out, and those are looking pretty good. Gets a really nice catch onto the sidewalk there, and You're Too Easy following his trail nicely and gets across well and through the smoke.
One guy right at the cockpit.
Looks like Tyler's taking advantage of the rooftop. See what he can see.
Oh yeah, that could be real bad news for this Cats, or sorry, rather for this Cold Steel offense. They do catch. Who is that? Oh, Tyler on the roof.
Tyler. And he's down, which isn't terrible, as he can still see and report in.
He has perfect line of sight. He can freely stand there really and radio in every move.
All right, one's going to north rooftop courtyard now. He's on the northwest side of. All right, both of them now entered into rooftop courtyard. They're going to the wing now. They're on the wing, wrapping behind the wing, coming towards them.
We have Zarek moving up the rooftop. Hopefully he has the wherewithal to finish off Tyler.
That Tyler's being pretty loud too. Trip catching out Shrieking Geek as he gets a little bit too exposed in Burning Building, and Minx trying to catch out that south flanker. Does deny the push there, but Cats go into a 4v4 now.
One down off rooftop, the second one's behind the building. I'm going after him.
Looked like Zarek got distracted by Tyler talking for a second and then gets taken down by Trip.
Man, Trip's pushing that aggressively. Zarek's callouts coming in clutch on the rooftop. Minx trying to deal with this flanker on the south. Gets picked off by You're Too Easy, who's managed to push his way up into that middle burning building. Cats are shutting down the Cold Steel offense. The rooftop, the res comes out,
We got 2 up on
and
rooftop, too.
instantly one gets picked.
I'm getting off of here.
It's now all up to North London in a 1v5. North London can't quite salvage the round for his team as he gets completely surrounded by Cats and dies a quick death as they take the lead 2-0.
You know, we're starting this map off with 2 really strong plays from Cats. Do you think this one's going to be a blowout?
I mean, if they keep riding the momentum, I do think it could be. Cold Steel could definitely fall apart here. I mean, it's important to remember that Cold Steel are on a 2-game win streak. They won against Ace of Spaces and then Stone Cold Killer, so they've been playing pretty well. So I don't think they'd necessarily roll over. If they can win this Volk round, obviously I think they're back in it and they can do some damage, but I don't know. We'll see. If Cats and Hats put off another good Marsoc round here, yeah, I think they're going to obviously run away with it. They'll be riding that momentum from that first map win. And then who knows what's going to happen for map 3, because, you know, the series is theirs and do what Cold Steel can do, but they're not out of it yet. It's not too... Cats and Hats aren't too far in the league quite yet.
As I always like to say, it's not over until somebody gets 4 more points.
There's going to be a south spawn, and Cold Steel sending 2 very far north. Could instantly be bad news. That should be information for Cold Steel. They should know it's a south spawn now. But north still is not rotating. They're still pushing up to their north position. They have to instantly come back to objective once they've lost one right now and they know that it's a south spawn, but the reaction time is not there yet, and Cats and Hats have to move off of this. They're throwing smokes early. I think they're going to go for that early push. 5 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
Something that always makes me cringe on this map is having all of your team in this spot right here near the gas station. It's just like a kill and shoot right through there.
Yeah, it's a really hard lane to cross. You have to have the smokes and coverage. Streaking Geek's position is hard to deal with, as Tyler does. And the smokes are out in plentiful. Cats can be taking the map here. Cold Steel have to rotate hard onto objective. They have no one here defending. Another pick for them. And a fantastic nade from Nynx catches 3 out for Cats. Danny has to get these reses here.
Dude, oh my god. Dude, who was that? Who threw that?
To your left, behind you, behind you.
That was oh my, the red.
Danny's running out of time. He's actually going to re-up on the smoke from here too easy. Really nice and necessary as more suppressive fire comes out, and that's all the coverage they have on this corner.
Oh, they're all up. They're all up. They're all up. They're all up. Yeah.
They're crashing in on objective, but Nynx It was too late. The smokes dissipate, and Kaz does find the refrag onto Nynx. Puts it into a 1v2, and it looks like Danny's going to get flanked here. He's not fast enough. North London on a long rotation. He went all the way north and has come all the way south here. And he does finally catch Danny out and puts Cold Steel on the board.
Yes, baby. Yeah, that was beauty. That was a beauty.
Oh my gosh, that grenade was fantastic.
It really was. And that just feeds into what I was saying about that being a really bad spot to stack up on.
You know, we see those downs too, but Nynx has no idea that he's down those 3 guys with a nade. So you don't see any follow-up or any, like, you know... That's what you usually want to do is try and get 2 nades in one spot so you can get kind of a double confirm if you know someone's there. Ooh. Now is the real time for Cold Steel to get back into the series. You know, it's been good. Suburbia was blow for blow. You know, they were trading rounds left and right. It's definitely been a chaotic series. I feel like a lot of aggressive moves, paying off and not paying off. Seeing some very free picks, some interesting flanks. I'm sure that'll be a trend as we continue on to our 4th round of this second map. Oh, did it wrong. That's the 4. We do get mirrored spawn, so Cold Steel will have that south spawn as well. If they react off that, because that's information. They should know that that's a south spawn. Once they detected that they took some shots at that street crosser, shrieking, and he kind of backs off. Now they know it's south, so.
I'm not able
Yeah.
One down.
Good moves from Tyler as he peeks out, catches a corner push. A little over aggressive without any smokes on objective.
Wing, I think I got him.
That's gonna be bad news for Cold Steel here, as You're Too Easy is flank. Catches him 1. Starts to set off for an even further bit of rotation here. Trip catches out Nynx at Ambulance, and it's all up to London. Sorry, Shrieking Geek here in the backside. Too Easy is pushing up on him though around this corner. Should be able to catch him out pretty openly. Not looking here. Wow, You're Too Easy. Somehow doesn't get shot by Shrieking.
Now he sees him.
There it is.
You're Too Easy was alive for far too long there. Does finally catch him out. Silenced semi-automatic sniper. Rip's now taking his turn at the old sniper roulette as he keeps streaking on the corner and catches him out going for Nynx res.
We should have banned this.
Cats go up 3-1. Yeah, they're running away with it, you know, and it's so tough because Cold Steel really do have to like try and stay focused. If they lose this map, they've lost the series, but they have to try and grab that final map because they could potentially even out the scoreline and really reduce the damage on their MMR, you know, and that's definitely a factor. So we'll see if they can kind of keep in it. I think I was hearing some questioning on the calls. They said they should have banned this map, so they're feeling a lack of confidence going into this map now after Cat's gone up 3-1.
I can see that being a difficulty for new teams, as new teams going against newer teams. There's not that giant pool of intel to kind of guide you in picking and banning maps.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You don't know the strengths of Cats and Hats, what maps they practice the most, and where their defenses are weakest. And the same goes for Cold Steel, though. They do have that similar advantage of not having a lot of footage on them, and their playstyle as a team not really being well known. Got a replay on that fantastic nade. I don't have it set up. Apologies. But posted by Noman there. Yeah, a little bit ago. Really nice nade by Inks. Cold Steel are just dropping guys left and right. Wonder if they're gonna bring in another fifth.
Is there a limit to how many times you can swap out players throughout a series?
I don't know. I don't think there is any ruling on how many. There might be. I feel like there might be, but I'm unsure on it. I wonder if, I don't know what's going on. Cold Steel's having they're struggling, to say the least. I think their captain got injured, and so he's trying to play, but is hurt. So they're subbing in for him. Seems like their subs are having some issues connecting or doing well where they want to stay in the game. I don't know. This dang matchup, though, that's for sure. Yeah, bringing in Grim Reaper now. I get it though. It's 3-1. If you're gonna sub somebody in, now's the time to try and hang on to those last few rounds and try and grab the series. I mean, this is the series point here for Cats if they can get this Marsoc round.
Are you aware of exactly what happens if you abandon the match partway through?
I think it's 4 points. If you know how it's however many points you need to win the map. I don't know, that'd be interesting. I don't know about halfway through. Maybe you wouldn't. I think you'd still get the points you had won, but it'd be interesting.
It's 15 points for a no-show.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess you get 5.
So a fun little fact for you, Nightfire.
Hit me
You
with
can,
it.
all right, you can lose with as many as 11 points and win with as little as 8.
Fun fact. I don't think I've seen an 11-point loss.
It's possible.
Is it?
Yeah. Because you could get 2 rounds with 3 points and then 5 points on a third round.
Oh. Man, I don't know what we're waiting on here. Got everybody in lobby ready to rock and roll. But geez, I think this is a point where it will cost Cold Steel. Like, this should be costing Cold Steel rounds for how long they're taking between whatnot. They don't have this many timeouts. You have to start after 2 minutes. Like, there's definitely some rolling here that I think is a bit off. But Cold Steel definitely need to up their pace of play. They need to get a little bit better at, if they're gonna do these subs, to have them on deck, prepared, and instantly brought in. And then we go right back into the round. I don't think we can allow subs where it takes 20 minutes to bring one person in. It's just ridiculous. Now they've had another person drop. This is a round, in my opinion, Cold Steel lose the series right here off of this time. Because they've taken 15 minutes at the start of the series, several times to sub between it. Very egregious use of time here. Unbelievable. Yeah, they just lost in it. They had 5 in the lobby and then they lost one. North London left. Jeez, I wonder if there's we are actually experiencing team drama as we speak right now, and people are dropping out of the team. I don't know what's happening.
Trip just informed me that he's forcing a timeout where he had forced a timeout.
They already have. I guess they used 1 timeout at the start of the series, and they have 2. but
There is a 20-minute leeway right at the beginning, and we started.
is there?
Right at the, yeah.
Okay. All right, so then I still have timeouts available. That's what we're in right now. I do apologize for the delays, but subs and I'm not unsure what the deal is, but maybe some tech issues as well. Waiting for the fit of Cold Steel. Okay. Like we have started up our 5th round of map number 2. And Cold Stealer in a 4v5. Wow. You know, we were talking earlier, there's definitely some subs available. We could pull someone in to fill this slot.
Maybe they're just unaware of exactly how to go about that.
Like Grimm's position here, it is a nice solid defensive spot. Tries to catch one cross and can radio it into his team, but now everybody knows that he's here on Cats. Yeah, it just looks like they don't have, Cold Steel doesn't have their 5th guy here to hold it as Grim Reaper goes down from trip. Is it into a 3v5? I know the UI says there's 5, but there's only, or 4, but there's only 3.
East of blue car in the southeast.
Nix, oh no, a team kill onto Az, and Tyler catches Shrieking out, and Cold Steel drop into a 1v4. Tyler is suppressed, and a nice nade out to sort of fend off any sort of potential cap, but now Nix is so exposed here on the hill. Gets shot once on the corner, he starts dumping rounds over there. Catches one out, You're Too Easy's pushing in. You're Too Easy, pad out, gets caught by Nix, and then a team kill on the back end. And Nix is holding on, but he finally gets picked up. Wow, Nix almost salvaged that round for his team. He is doing all sorts of fantastic plays for his squad today on quarantine, but can't quite pull it together as Cats go up 4-1. I wonder, you know what, it looks like they have 5 here. Maybe they... I saw 4 at spawn, didn't you, Zan?
I unfortunately was looking at the other spawn.
I saw 4 on their end, but I see 5 here on Cold Steel side. Our UI could have been bugged, my map could have been bugged. I think they only had 4 in that round, and maybe they didn't realize it. Maybe they intended to go in there with their 5th, but didn't. I'm unsure what happened there. Either way, Cats take that final round 4-1. They take the take the series. Still got another map left, so it's not the final map.
You think we're gonna see some Subway tonight?
I'm unsure. I don't think they're too concerned with map pick at this point, so I think Subway is definitely something on the plate. Tanker, I could see being picked here. I'd be surprised if we went to a 3rd map on Bazaar after Cats took the series like this.
I always enjoy watching the rounds that come after the series win. You know, you don't have much to lose. And there it is. There's Subway.
Yep. Our 3rd map is going to be Subway. See those new entry points in action again. This is the 3rd time we've casted it, so it's definitely starting to see a bit of a resurgence. I guess Cats have picked it twice, so they're responsible for that, but we've had really good rounds on Subway, so see what Cold Steel can do with the 5 on their team now. I definitely think Cold Steel are a team that can compete. You know, they did well enough on Suburbia where they were neck and neck with Cats. I just feel like they kind of maybe lost focus on that quarantine map. Subbing in players in and out like that, definitely you lose consistency. And it can be good if you practiced it, but if you haven't, I think it probably harmed them more than helped. But we'll see. Now they have 5 in. Hopefully no mid-round subbing, and they mesh and mold to try and salvage this series a little bit. If they go 4-0, they'll keep the scoreline tied 8-8. I think we finally hit up the start of our Suburbia round. Cold Steel with a full roster. versus Cats and Hats, and we may see some trades going on early in these bottom entry points. Lucian right here. Grim Reaper does get caught out. He misses that first early shots, and I heard word of a preference for iron sights on cold steel, but it looks like Lucian also opting for those on this AK.
All I can say is Godspeed to anybody using open sights.
Definitely a preference thing, that's for sure. I don't prefer it one bit, but I've seen newer players in particular opting in for it, so maybe it's just a comfort thing. I'm unsure, but see it here with Az as well. He's got irons as well.
One down, one down.
I mean, with it being VR, it's not like any other game where they're just automatically lined up. You physically have to line up the front of your sight.
Wow, Lucian does work on those downstairs. I thought he had abandoned defending that, but he ends up circling back around and catches the two that were trying to rotate. Cold Steel now only have 2 left alive to a 2v4. Wicked Hex should hear all the footsteps beneath him, but that doesn't really serve him very well. This is confusing him, that's for sure. I think this is a underground objective, so Hex has to push down the stairs into Tyler and Trip, who are pretty much tucked in, waiting for that to happen. Attempted name there from Nynx. Doesn't catch anybody out though, not short enough or around the corners enough rather.
You know, I think with everybody in that lower tunnel being eliminated, I just don't see this pulling through for Cold Steel. This is an absolute nightmare trying to get down these stairs.
Yeah, it's going to be real tough, especially with Danny kind of tucked in back here. They don't even really have access to the new entry point. They have a chance if they come in through these stairs, but Trip should eventually catch them out. X is still kind of worried about up top, and he may eventually find Lucian, who's up here. No, it just goes underground as Lucian peeks that corner, and now they're both down the stairs. Taking shots from Danny. He managed to get behind the Coke machine, so Nynx getting picked off by Trip, and now Wicked doesn't look for the refrag onto Danny. Opts to re-peek the corner and maybe was unsure of where he was getting shot from as Cats take the round. Continue to continue their winning streak here. think I've seen this underground objective yet on the casted subway maps, so interesting to see how cats attack it. I think sending guys underground is the right option, but that got shut down pretty good. Cats and hats with the flanks, so. I think that one of my main gripes about this, the new subway, is that footsteps can be heard above and below ground, so it throws off play a lot and forces you to be quiet when you really shouldn't have to be. When you should be able to charge underground pretty quick. That's all you can hear all of that if they're above ground listening. So definitely think that needs to be adjusted. Being able to hear through the walls. On subway in particular now with all these new entry points. Tossing some T4 up on the wall to try and help defend this position. Ads peeking real late. I think spots that shield out, and yeah, you're too easy spotted him there. Oh, tries to rotate out, catch too easy with the shield, but gets punished for it. Now it's going to be up to Grim and this C4 he's placed up on that wall. Ooh, I wonder if You're Too Easy heard those comms come in from Grim there. I think these three are going to wait for a stairway entrance from the other two. This is a good coordinated move here from Cats. They're sending two, one on each side set of the stairs. They got three coming out of that bottom entry point. It's going to be bad news for them if they linger a bit longer and if they all try and come out at the same time. C4 can catch all of them. So their push could be denied pretty quickly, but we'll see what happens. Comes the downstairs push. I don't know why he threw his pad there, but he did. They're all stacked up. C4 could be bad news here when it's detonated and it catches 2 out. And now Lucian's buried in the smoke as the last remaining member of Cats and Hats in this bottom basement push. Shrieking up top catches Danny trying to go down the stairs. Tyler's coming in with an LMG, so 2 members of Cats left trying to pinch in on objective. One being completely suppressed. He'll be completely exposed in no time here as these smokes dissipate. Ninx catches Tyler out going down the stairs, and now Lucian's trying to re-smoke up.
I would just like to appreciate how close Grim and Sir are to each other right now.
Wow, and the huge, thick lag in the smoke. The shots from Grim. I think that's triggered down full auto from that LMG, and he does catch him out. Hopping into round number 3. Seemed to be a bit longer than 2 minutes between rounds there, but finally things sorted, and Cold Steel coming in with 2 shields. Some interesting strategies for memorizing codes. I'm gonna check it before you do it kind of guy. Some people like to memorize it before the round. Thanks, pushing up. Look at this. Lucian's kind of snuck in behind him. Uh-oh. But he hasn't gone far enough here. Danny patiently waiting, catches Grim out, gets flashed, and Az doesn't follow up on that flash. Oh, because he got flashed too. As soon as it goes out, he does catch Danny, and they're in a little trade scenario there, 1-for-1. More shots coming in from Wicked as he takes down Trip, and Cold Steel maybe grabbing another round on Subway here. They just needed their 5-man roster in action. Tyler trying to pick up 2, can't do it as Az grabs him, and now Cat's into a 1v3 situation with 1 Resable. Objective is right up top here, so is gonna need to get a little bit better line of sight on that. Oh my gosh. X comes up, peeks out. Glazed over Lucian once with his eyes, but then finally catches him, and Cold Steel take the lead for the first time in the series. Maybe Cats were the ones plagued with connection issues there.
This seems to just be the night of connections issues. I got booted as well.
Ay, ay, ay. Literally the longest 3-game series ever. Coming in close, coming in on 2 hours now. Thank you for dealing and hanging out with us while we have all these delays. They are sometimes unavoidable. Hopefully Cats doesn't have to go into a timeout here. Oh my gosh, there's only so much I can take, you know? If you are tuning in just now, you missed most of the action. Cats and Hats taking away the series 9-6 so far. We're a bit of our way into our final map. We're just having a few technical difficulties. If you want to get involved in the league, go to the site, bottom of your page here. Follow the Twitter links, the Twitch links, all that good stuff. And you can get involved in the league as soon as possible. You got to get in there.
You know, I hear a lot of people, they're hesitant to get into the league because they feel like they're not good enough, and I think the only way to get good enough is to get in it.
Yeah, you have to play against the level of talent, that higher level of talent, and yeah, your skill level will match, and then you can really start focusing on weaknesses you have, and yeah, it's a fun game that has a nice high skill threshold, so there's plenty of time you can invest into it. I think it's a rarity in VR, so that's probably why it's such a success. Definitely one of the reasons. One of many.
You know, this is the first time in my life I've ever been part of a team sport.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, right?
Tech difficulties are sorted. Cats have all 5 of their lives, and we are back into it. Round number 4 of my final map. The series has been decided already. Cats taking it, but still got this last map to play out. Wow, Az getting aggressive. Coming down the stairs, grabs 2. Tyler with a frag on the Hex.
Down south there.
He comes down those south stairs.
Can't go down.
Wow, Shrieking Geek getting really aggressive on the north, too. Evening the odds for Cats and Hats as Trip and Danny make their way north. And now north and south are getting kind of pinched on. They sent one around for a flank, it looks like, but it could be too late. Especially if Nix gets picked up here.
I only tagged when we tagged the south platform.
One down behind us. Another tank.
Wow, Az was going in for a flank. I saw it on the mini-map. I was unsure what his plan was. He was trying to catch Danny and rip from the backside, but Trip denies that, and now Grim
It's a fucking dead body, really.
taking shots at nothing, seeing ghosts.
Oh no, that's not.
I think Tyler probably hears these pops from Nynx's mic. Should be basically like sonar for Tyler. Wow. I guess Tyler didn't hear Nynx, as Nynx does catch him out on the rotation around the corner, turns it into a 2v2. He can shift his focus over here and help Grim. I don't know if he'll need it. There is a little trade there, frag for frag, as Kaz takes out Grim, and now we're into a 1v1. Nynx could actually, oh no, I thought he could get that bit of res off. And he does spot Danny in the smoke, and now Cold Steel looking to minimize the damage done as best they can. If they can grab this final round, they'll come into a nice total score of 9-8. Talk about NMR a lot. Minimize that matchmaking rating damage and only kick them down a little bit into the ranking.
You know, something I heard out of Captain Hats in that round
Whoa. Sorry, go ahead.
is that one of the members did know where the north spawn or north stairs was, and I feel like that really shows how inexperienced they are on this map, perhaps.
Yeah. I just noticed North London has come back in for Cold Steel. An interesting thing to be doing if you're winning the rounds with that roster to then switch it up. But London did good on Subway. I think he was getting a little overzealous on Quarantine. Let's see now if he can be that flanker that they kind of needed and have used. Let's see if he can kind of be that role. We are firing it up. What could be the final round if Cold Steel can keep their streak up. Sorry, round 5. Yeah, round 5. I can do math.
Look, there's a spot right there that's good. Right there, in that crevice right there. That's a good spot. Oh, this is the bed. That's where it's going.
Like, yeah, I think you're right on the cats not being prepared here. You're seeing a little bit of chaos here as Cats are trying to find positions to post up and defend, and usually you definitely want to. They historically have had their defensive positions laid out in advance, so it seems at least. Lack of practice showing here, but see if they can cling on to this map.
I do like this position the college is in this back alley.
Yeah, they need to smoke a bit further up. Well, they actually did. Danny catches Asberg trying to come in from that backside. There's more coming in. Shrieking and eventually North, they keep making their moves here, and Shrieking does not know where Danny is. Danny peeks out and sees a fully exposed Shrieking. No, doesn't spot him. Finally does catch him out. Sir Lucian picks up North London, and Cold Steel into a 2v5 here. Some team kills come out. You're too easy team killing Tyler. Uh-oh. Looks like Grim flashed himself there. Oh no, goes to put his pad back behind him, but doesn't do it. It could spell disaster later if he gets close.
Absolutely.
I'm still here.
I think prepping a nade. Comes around the corner, tosses it up and over Reaper. Doesn't catch him, but Trip does. Gets those shots out onto the feet. And another team kill from Cats.
Was that a friendly?
What's going on their team right now?
It's this map. The map has just been throwing them off. I think if anybody's going to do it, though, Nynx is definitely the guy who's been the kill leader. Holds Steel in pretty much every round. He's 4-1 right now, so. And 1/2 minutes on the clock as well. All the time to work with. Just has that mic. He's got something's clanging against his mic that's giving him away.
Yeah, that popping noise is very unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
No way to be sneaky with that going on.
It's going to be hard for him to get in on this objective, too. These guys are pretty well tucked in. You're too easy. He's going to be the hardest one to kill. No res is available. We're just hearing dead comms. Rip's an easy pick, but You're Too Easy's watching that corner, so I'm not sure what's going to happen here. And Nynx comes up. Actually, You're Too Easy can't see that corner. He's just watching objective. Comes Oh, he's actually going to be peeking you're too easy angle first. Does he trip? Doesn't take the shots? What the heck? There they are. There's the shots from Trip at least, and Cats and Hats take the round, keeping themselves into the map 2-3. Ugh, those team kills, though, almost cost him.
Yeah, had it not been for that, that would have been a 5v1 there at the end. What do you think that was? Were they just in a shadow and looked dark and...
Yeah, I think you're just a little jumpy about hearing the shots. It's really map awareness. Like, if you're nervous about someone's angle, then... I don't know. Gotta check the pad a little bit more, I guess. You were waiting on that number of cats. Not too. Okay, it looks like we have the full 5 back online. We should be into the round soon. And I am starving right now. Game was supposed to last an hour and a half, and I was going to have dinner, but now we're coming in on 2 hours and 15. We still got the final map point here on the line. Cats and Hats just want to keep delaying it as long as they can.
You know,
There's
somebody could put their foot down about this.
There's going to be... There will be. There will be. They get a little slack for both being new teams this season, in my mind, but at least when the games are on the casted schedule delays like this, is really something we can't really be having all the time. But sometimes they're unavoidable. That could be the case today. Tech issues and whatnot. Always a little bit frustrating to have to deal with. Get around for it.
like Noman in the chat thinks that Cats has already taken the series.
I mean, they have. They took the first 2 maps.
Oh. Silly me. Silly me.
Hopping into what could be map point again if Cold Steel can hold on and defend. See if Cats decide to do anything about it. I'd like Cold Steel to win the round, to be honest with you. Been easily one of the longer series. Had the round 4. 2 C4 coming out, 1 on objective, 1 over by an entry point. Nicely placed. Should do some damage.
That C4 by objective will not go off.
If is it too close to objective, it doesn't detonate.
It's way too close, yes.
Silence over the battlefield as they get up into position. No one really checking any hard angles. Shrieking is going to be waiting until they're on top of them. A nice nade on the corner is all you need to sort of deny that defense.
I'm gonna throw it. Can you hear me? I'm gonna throw a smoke and wait for them to explode anything.
Check 6. Alright, this is C4. Check 6.
Told you. Alright, let's go.
How did that... So he caught that C4, but I don't know how. Oh, they detonated it. We didn't hear it. Okay, so it was detonated and we didn't hear it. It would have caught all 3 of them if they had waited a little bit longer. But now the smokes are thick. Cats could be looking for the map here if they can sneak in and get the cap. They smoked it up enough. Az goes down in a trade. On the other side, the shields here, they're deep into the smokes. Grim Reaper finds 1. Trip is still prone here behind his shield pad out. Shrieking, a bad nade from Grim catches him out. And I think the cap can come out from Trip here on this corner. And that's what he's doing. Cats and Hats are going to try and take the series here. Grim has to take the shots on a Trip, but the smoke's there and he gets him just in time. Wow, they almost lost the round right there. Lucian's trying his hand at capping, but Grim Reaper spots him prone and catches him out. And the hero for Cold Steel this map, saving this series, or saving the map rather, in the round, is now Tyler and Danny are trying to make their 2v4 approach. Ooh, North with a great round on the corner. Finishes the map off for Cold Steel, and Cats, what seemed like a nice push and almost a cap. Can't quite pull it off, and Cold Steel grabbed that final defensive round. Running off the series pretty nicely for us. If we hadn't had the delays, it would have been a fun one to really kind of sit through and watch, you know?
I agree. And you know, it's always good to see the team come back on that last map and get some MMR for them so it doesn't hurt as bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Good work out of those squads. Tech delays aside, a nice series to catch. Suburbia kicking off some good action. Quarantine going to Cats pretty strongly, and then Subway swinging in the favor of Cold Steel. Definitely room to improve on both sides in terms of maybe tightening up the defense, cutting down on team kills, but also really some good coordination we saw today from both sides. I think that's going to be it from us tonight. A long day, 2.5 hours for a series, but hey, we got through it, and it was a good one. Total score 10-8. Cats and Hats winning versus Cold Steel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to get involved, head on over to vrmasterleague.com/onward. You can register for a team, sign up to be a reservist. You can follow the Twitter, the Twitch, all the good stuff. Please go do it. And we'll be live with lots more action this week. This is just the first game of the week 3. There'll be plenty more games to come. Try and get ourselves into some higher, maybe some gold tier, diamond tier matchups and see what those shake out to be like this week. And yeah, it should be a lot of good action, so stay tuned. That'll be it from us tonight. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's. My co-host, Xandria. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.